Hey, it's Janae here to brighten, enlighten, and ignite your day. It's Transformation Tuesday, and I'm here with another edition of The Gist, helping you to get inspired and start your transformation. Today's resource is the third of my three-part kind of financial series from Tony Robbins and his book called Unshakeable. Your Financial Freedom Playbook, Creating Peace of Mind in a World of Volatility. Now this is like a kind of a follow-up book to his Guide to Money Mastery. So he has another book about money, kind of play the game, that's probably about twice as thick. And I had kind of gotten through some of that with an audio version of it. But it sounds like here he really kind of takes the golden nuggets and simplifies them in this Unshakable version. So I'd probably suggest to start here first. And then if you wanted to go more detail about his money book, you could do that. All right, what was the inspiration from his perspective? Of course, compounding effect, all that is in there as well. But he really talks about the hidden fees, that there are so many hidden fees in how we're investing our money that we don't even realize. And so that really kind of got him on this track to creating a book and getting into the finance world. He's always been the master motivator in the science of achievement, but he really got passionate about this when he realized the craziness of how many fees are hidden in our 401ks, financial planners, etc. So he just really goes through and kind of breaks down what those fees might be and to really help educate us as investors to ask what those are, to make sure that we are aware of the fees that might be accumulating that is our money going to some other place and people. So that was a great inspiration. And then the transformation is, if you could just figure out the core four that he mentions. So the core four is four principles that if you stick by these, you're ensured to have a really kind of unshakable future in the financial world. Okay, so one of his core four is don't lose. Of course, there's no way we can predict what the stock market will do or what the future is, but he said smart investors, and what he did is he interviewed the best investors around the world, from the Warren Buffetts to the guy Peter Malak, who helped write this book. Just people who are super smart in the industry, and he said, like, how do you do it? And they said whatever they want to do is they want to minimize the risk. So of course there's going to be times like the big crash, 2008-9 period, where there's a big crash in the market, but yet to not panic, but to know that if you've played it smart, you're not going to lose as big as maybe other people have. Because what happens is when you lose, it still just takes that much longer for your investments to build up. So if you've done another one of his, talks about diversification. So if you've diversified well your assets and your investments, then you can have them in different ways. So he just talks about how do you diversify across different asset classes, within classes, across markets, countries, currencies, across different time periods. So there's just a lot of details on how you can diversify and bucket your investments in a way that can really help you so you don't lose, which is that other principle. Another one he talks about is asymmetric risk reward. So you want to make sure that if you are going to risk things, that the reward is big enough in the future for that. So really kind of weighing out both and seeing how that measures. And then the last is your tax efficiency. So a lot of what we invest in now will be taxed later. So what kinds of investments can we be taxed now so we're not taxed later? So there's a lot of different ways to look at your investments from tax efficiency perspective to help you make the most of your money both now and later. Oh, and of course he ends in probably my favorite way, but it's not as much about investment. He talks about, he's been obsessive about the art of science all his life and achievement of science and how do people be the best in their fields and what is it they do. And he said now he's really passionate about the art of fulfillment, because when he was interviewing these billionaires, there were some of them who still were not happy. So if you've never figured out the art of fulfillment and gratitude and appreciation, no matter how much money you have, it'll never be enough. So he's just really kind of taken down a path that way, which of course has been my obsession for all these years as well. So enjoy and have an unshakable future. From my heart to yours, be love.